Hello everyone, this is Yasir from Fairfax Q Center. Today we will learn about LoadRunner. LoadRunner is a mostly wide used tool for performance testing. If you want to learn about the performance testing and the load testing, please refer to our slides. In this video series, we will learn how LoadRunner works and also the different component of the LoadRunner, for example, VUGen, controller and analysis tool. So let's start. In order to work in a LoadRunner, you need Fairfax QLab Win virtual machine. Before starting class, we will set up this virtual machine in your system. Once you will have this virtual machine, please double click on Fairfax QLab Win and give it some time to boot. So I'm already in Fairfax QLab Win virtual machine. On a desktop, you will find this LoadRunner folder. Double click on it. These are the different components of LoadRunner: analysis, controller, virtual user generator, and web controller. We will learn and understand each component in detail, that is, how to use these components to achieve our performance testing goal. The first component that we will start with is Virtual User Generator, also called VUGen. You will find detailed architecture information about VUGen in slides that we will teach you before starting this video, but just in a simple words, VUGen is used to generate view script, that is called Virtual User Script, and view script is used to simulate the real world like users. Before starting Virtual User Generator, let's open our sample application that we will use for our performance testing. This sample application comes with HP LoadRunner. Click on Start button, go to All Programs, then HP Software, HP LoadRunner, Samples, Web, and this is our sample application. But before starting the application, we will have to start the application server. Click on Start HP Web Tools Server. You can minimize this window. Go back to Start button, All Programs, HP Software, HP LoadRunner, Samples, Web, and click on HP Web Tools application. So this is the sample HP LoadRunner application that is used to make online reservations, as you can read from website description. Just minimize this window and let's go back to our virtual user generator. We have started our sample application. It's time to run the virtual user generator. Double click on virtual user generator icon. If you are running it for very first time, it will take some moments to load, so be patient. This is VUGen, our virtual user generator home screen. In this list box, you will find recently created scripts. You can also open any existing scripts from your computer, or you can create a brand new script. On the right side, there are some helping links like what's new, the community, and links and support button. Let's go ahead and understand the file menu items. The first item, new script and solution. You can create a brand new solution and the script in that solution. You can open any existing solution and the script. You can add any existing script in current solution, or you can close this document. We already have opened our web tools application that we will use for our performance testing. Let's create a new view script or virtual user script for sign up functionality of web tools application. Minimize this window. Go back to your virtual user generator home screen. Click on File menu button and select New Script and Solution menu item. Before creating the script, you have to select what kind of protocol your application is using. The simple definition of protocol is how two electronic items communicate and exchange information with each other. If you are not able to understand the protocol right now, don't worry. You can always go back to developer or your project manager to ask what kind of protocol your system under testing is using. For the Web Tools application, we know it is using Web HTTP HTML protocol. Similarly, if your application is using more than one protocol, you can click on multiple protocol options and you can select more than one protocol. So let's go back to single protocol. Select Web HTTP HTML protocol. Enter the script name, for example WT underscore 01 underscore sign up, because we are going to create a script for our sign up module. Select the location where you want to generate the script. Let's keep the default location and click on create button. You can see that VUGen or virtual user generator open a code editor for us. This code editor is also called IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Right now there is nothing in the script, it's kind of empty script. So let's go ahead and create a brand new script. Click on record button. On the top of this recording window, you can see the script name WT01 sign up. Let's go ahead and understand the different fields of this recording window. The first field is record into action that tells the VUGen where to generate the script or code. By default, there are three kinds of actions that are provided in VUGen. The first one is VUser init that you can use to record the login functionality of system under test. The second one action that you can use to record the business process of system. And the last one is VUser end that you can use to record the logout or logout functionality of system under test. You can also create your own custom action, for example, sign up action. You need to press this plus button to add this sign up action into your existing actions. The next field record tells the VUGen what kind of application we are going to test. Web browser means website or web application. Windows application means desktop or Windows application. In our previous slides, we have learned about the Windows application and the desktop application and what is the difference between these two. So if you have any confusion, please refer to our previous slides. If your system under test is a web application, the application field tells the VUGen which browser is used to record the script. You can select any kind of browser that is installed in your system. The next very important field is the URL address. We need to add the URL or address of the system under test. This URL will be provided to you by the developers or your project manager. Once you will enter the URL of system under test and click on start recording button, the VUGen will invoke that URL and start capturing the event that you will perform on this URL's page. These events might be adding the data, deleting the data, or updating the data. The difference between immediately and in delayed mode start recording option is, as soon you will click on start recording button, the VUGen will start capturing the event of system under test. Whereas in delayed mode, immediate event capturing won't happen unless you click on the start recording button on a floating bar that would be displayed after this window. The working directory is the temporary location that VUGen will use while capturing the events. A copy of your script will be available at this location in case you lose your folder. So let's go ahead and add information in our recording windows field. Since we are testing the web application, so keep the default option in record an application, that is web browser and Mozilla Firefox. The next step is to add the URL of system under test. We already have opened our web tours application, so let's go to the browser, copy the address of web tours application from address bar and close the browser. Because once we will click on start recording button, the VUGen will invoke this URL and open web tours application for us so we can start recording our script. Keep the default option in start recording and working directory. Click on start recording button. You can see as soon we click on start recording button, a floating recording bar has appeared on the right side, and VUGen invoked this URL and opened the web tours application in a Mozilla Firefox browser. It means we can go to our sign up page and start recording the script. But before doing that, let's understand the different button and information on the recording bar. You can see on the top left side the recording label, and there's one number 68 in the bracket. This is the number of events that WebTool application fired when VUGen invoked this URL. So the question is, what is the definition of event in a LoadRunner context? So let's try to understand it. When we enter the address of any website in the address bar of the browser, for example the Firefox, we request servers to send back the content of this website. Our client, the Firefox, sends this request to server receives the request and sends the content of this website as a response. The Firefox then renders this response in the human readable form, for example the text fields and the buttons. So this complete communication between server and client is the event for LoadRunner. Why I'm explaining this in detail? Because LoadRunner only captures these kind of events that contains the communication between server and the client and generate a script for them. Soon we will understand this complete scenario with an example. The second label is a duration in terms of minute and second since we started our recording. Don't worry if you see the difference in number of events and the time, because I'm just recording this video in the pieces, so they may go up and down. The stop recording button will terminate recording and VUGen will generate script against these captured events. The pause recording button will pause current recording. The VUGen will not capture any kind of event, even the system under test, in our case the web tour, sends and receives the response from the server. The cancel recording button will cancel the event capturing and there will be no script generated at all. The next drop down is for action. We can select the action to determine where code will be generated. You can select any existing action or you can create a new action during recording. We will learn about transaction, rendezvous, command, and text checks later in the video. So let's select the action as action. Click on sign up now to go to the sign up page. You can see the number of events has been increased as we click on the sign up now link. Because by clicking on the link, we send request to the server, please send us the sign up page. Server responded back with the sign up now page content that Firefox rendered for us in a human readable form, like the bunch of text fields and the labels and the button. So let's go ahead and create a new user for web tours application. Enter the username as Fairfax QA. verify the spelling, password 123456, confirm password, first name can be Fairfax, last name QA, enter any random address. You might have observed that there was no event captured while I was entering this information. The reason is we only enter information in the front-end client and didn't send this information to the server. So let's go ahead and click on continue button. So our Fairfax QA user has successfully been registered and new events are captured when we click on continue button on previous page. Because when we click on continue button, all data was sent to the server and server stored that data into the database. So the complete communication between the client and the server was happened. That's why VUGen captured that event. So we have captured the events for sign up page. Let's go ahead and stop this recording to generate the script. Right now, just go ahead and close that window. So the script is successfully generated against the events we perform in a web tour application. For example, opening the URL, going to the sign up page, then creating a new user. Try to read and understand this code. I hope you will understand most of the script. For example, this is the URL of web tours application. Don't worry about the think time, we will understand it later in the video. Then these are all the parameters and their corresponding values we use in sign up page to create a new user. The left side panel is called the step navigator. You can understand the script without going into the detailed code. For example, web URL, web submit form, and then the think time, and then again we open the login URL. You can click on replay button to verify the script generated is good and there is no error. You can see that our script has been passed successfully and there is no error. You can also read the log of output. This is very basic video in which we learn how to use VUGen to generate script. You can select any website or even the web tour different pages to capture event and generate the script. So please go ahead and select any website and do your practice.